Hello and welcome to Poseidwn Tech. This is a product that should be part in any KNX installation. And that product is KNX Remote Access from ISE. I can't stress enough how important remote access is to a KNX installation. However, despite its importance, you must always take all necessary actions to keep your installation secure. That's why I highly recommend watching this video. Is your KNX installation secure? Take action now. You will find the link in the description below this video. You might be thinking that in many installations there is a network technician that can provide you with a VPN access to the installation. So if that's the case, you probably won't need this device. After working on countless KNX projects in villas and hotels, I've realized that remote access to an installation is essential from day one without waiting for the network equipment to be set up. With Smart Connect from ISE, all I need is a 4G or a 5G router, and with zero configuration, I can instantly gain remote access to the installation. Meanwhile, in some projects, I'm still waiting for the network IT teams to set up a VPN connection, even though 2 years have already passed. Without further ado, I will continue with the unboxing. Inside the box you will find the installation guide, the KNX Remote Access device, one KNX bus connector, one power connector, and one cover cap. The red and black connector goes to the KNX bus terminal. And the yellow and white power connector goes to the power connection terminal. Attach the cover cap over the connection terminals. To remove the cover cap, simply press the sides and lift it off. This is the KNX programming button, the programming LED, the operation indication LED and the KNX communication LED, and the microSD card slot. On the bottom of the device there are two RJ45 ports thanks to its integrated Ethernet switch. So you can use one port to connect the remote access device to the internet and the second port to connect another device such as a KNX IP router or a visualization server. As I've already mentioned, the remote access device has a microSD card slot. By inserting a microSD card, like this one, into the device, you can record all KNX group addresses sent by KNX devices in the installation. It works just like the ETS group monitor, running 24/7. And believe me, with just 32 GB, you will have recordings for months. To install the device in the electrical cabinet, connect the KNX bus connector to the KNX bus terminal located on the left side of the device. And connect the power connector to the power connection terminal located on the right side of the device. Then snap the device into the cabinet's DIN rail. Finally, connect an Ethernet cable to one of the device's RJ45 sockets. You don't need to be a network IT expert to make this connection. Just find a switch port with internet access. It doesn't matter whether the internet comes from a landline, a 4G 5G router, or a Starlink connection. The device requires 24 volts DC to 30 volts DC power, and instead of using an external DC power supply, you can simply use the secondary 30 volts DC auxiliary output of the KNX power supply. Everything is set up, so I will power everything on. Now that the Smart Connect is up and running, there is no need to be on site. I can configure the device from the comfort of my office. Before continuing, I'd like to thank Kafkas for inviting me to Kafkas Hub in Athens, Greece, and allowing me to use their incredible KNX playground. It was a fantastic opportunity to test a variety of devices and of course to be introduced to the Smart Connect KNX Remote Access from ISE. It's truly amazing that there's a place like this where you can meet KNX experts, discuss your projects, and access devices from various manufacturers. Back to the tutorial. To configure the KNX Remote Access, open a browser and go to my.ise.de. Create an account by clicking on Register. Fill in the form with your personal details. Accept the privacy policy and click Register. In the confirmation email you receive, click Confirm Registration. Now you are ready to log in with your credentials. As you can see, before making this review, I had already tested the KNX Remote Access in hotels, villas and apartments. Here is my device list showing both online and offline devices. Of course, you can filter the view to display only online or offline devices by clicking the relevant button. To add a new device, click the Add Device button. Enter the registration ID found in the enclosed sticker. Add a name and description for your installation. When done, click Apply. My device has been successfully added. This is the main dashboard of the Smart Connect. I'll cover most of the features in another video because, believe it or not, there is no configuration needed to securely connect remotely to your KNX installation. Go to ise.de, click on Products, Smart Connect Series, and select Remote Access. Next, click on Software and Downloads, and download the Remote Access Windows client. Available in English and Deutsch. Once downloaded, proceed with installation. Run the Windows client. And log in using your credentials from my.ise.de. Upon successful login, you will see a list of all your devices. I will select my demo device and click Connect. Connection established. That's it. Now I will open ETS6 to test it. When you open the Connection Manager in ETS6, you will see the remote device in your installation. It's prefixed with Array. In my installation, I have two remote devices: the KNX Remote Access from ISE and my KNX IP router. Allow me to run some tests in ETS6 to check the remote connection. Everything worked as expected. Back to my.ise.de. Although I want to keep this video short and plan to make another one for a full demonstration, allow me to explore the links feature for a moment. Here you can remotely access the local web interfaces of devices located on the installation's local LAN. For example, the KNX Remote Access device has a web interface where you can manage its settings and update its firmware. Normally, I would need to find the device's local IP address using a network scanner and then use that address to access the web interface. But if you remember, I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I'm not on site. I'm making this demo from the comfort of my office. So, here's how you do it. Click on Add Link. Give the link a name. You can find the device's local IP address on the main dashboard. The protocol is HTTP. Now there are two options: individual link with integrated access data, which allows access without additional authentication. Password protected link, where additional authentication with your my.isc.de credentials is required. For this demo, I will select the first option. However, if you plan to share the link with others, I highly recommend choosing the password protected link. Click on Save. Now let's test the link. To access the device's web interface, you need the device's registration ID. You can find it on the enclosed sticker or on the my.isc dashboard. Click on Device Data and copy the registration ID by clicking the Copy button. This is the device's web interface. Graphs, data logger and settings will be covered in another video. As you can see, there's an available update. Just click on it and you will be taken directly to the settings menu. Be sure to select the correct time zone. After a quick restart, it's time to update the device to the latest firmware by clicking the Start Update button. My device is up to date, so let's move on and demonstrate another example of the links feature. By following the same steps as before, I will add a link to access my Home Assistant. Thank you for following along to the end of this video. The Smart Connect KNX Remote Access from ISE is truly a unique device, and that's why, in my opinion, it will be a must-have for every KNX installation. Allow me to add my sticker to the device. And remember, when you find a similar sticker on a KNX device, you can be sure that a step-by-step tutorial is waiting for you for free on YouTube. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. If you find my tutorials helpful, don't forget to like my videos and subscribe to my channel to stay updated with the upcoming tutorials. Until then, happy KNXing, and I'll see you in the next episode.